Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're turning our spotlight on a piece of modern American history that might just be sitting in your pocket or change jar right now. It's the 2019 Lowell State Quarter, and trust me, this is no ordinary quarter. What if I told you that this tiny piece of change could be worth a small fortune? Now, before you go rushing to your piggy bank, stay with me, because there's more to this quarter than meets the eye. There's a reason collectors are scrambling to get their hands on it. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why one of these special quarters could be worth $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. Let's take a moment to appreciate the background. The 2019 Lowell Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which was launched by the United States Mint in 2010. This particular coin celebrates Lowell, Massachusetts, a city deeply rooted in America's Industrial Revolution. The design on the reverse side shows a young mill girl working at a power loom with a large mill building and a clock tower in the background. It's a tribute to the strength and perseverance of the American workforce and the significant role that women played in shaping the country's manufacturing history. The obverse side, of course, carries the iconic profile of George Washington, which has been a staple of the quarter since 1932. It's a familiar face, but when you turn it over and see that beautiful Lowell scene, you realize this coin has something special. But let's talk about what really makes this coin valuable, not just its symbolism or artistry, but the rarity, condition, and especially the errors. You see, while millions of these quarters were produced for general circulation, only a tiny fraction possess the characteristics that make them stand out in the eyes of collectors. That's where things get interesting. Some Lowell quarters have been discovered with dramatic minting errors. These are the golden tickets for collectors. We're talking about coins with off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, or even die cracks. For example, a double die error on the lettering or details in the mill scene can make the coin instantly more valuable. These errors occur during the minting process and are not supposed to be released into circulation. But every now and then, one escapes, turning an everyday coin into a rare and highly sought-after collector's item. What's more, coins that are in mint state condition, that means absolutely no wear, with sharp details and shiny luster, are even more prized. If your Lowell quarter is graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service, you're already holding something special. Combine that condition with a rare mint error, and now you've got a coin that can fetch jaw-dropping prices at auction. Collectors are drawn to these coins not just for their monetary value, but for the stories they carry. A coin like this is more than a piece of metal. It's a connection to the history of American innovation, a symbol of the strength of the working class, and a tangible piece of artistry. Every little error, every design detail, tells a story that spans generations. People often overlook modern coins, assuming only old ones can be worth money. But in truth, coins like the 2019 Lowell Quarter prove that even recent change can hold tremendous value. It's why coin enthusiasts scour their change and roll hunt tirelessly. You never know what you might find. The next time you're handed a quarter and change, take a second look. Inspect the details closely. Look for anything unusual. Because that plain-looking coin might not be plain at all, it might be hiding a valuable error that turns it into a collector's dream. And now, the part you've been waiting for. The moment of truth. If you happen to have one of these rare 2019 Lowell quarters with the right minting error, in superb uncirculated condition, one of these special coins has sold for as much as $79,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. A simple quarter, just 25 cents in face value, turning into nearly $80,000 in the collector's market. That's the magic of coin collecting. Start checking your pockets, your wallets, your old change jars, because the next great discovery could be right in your hands. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most talked about modern coin discoveries in the United States. It's the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, and believe me when I say, this is not your ordinary piece of pocket change. Somewhere out there, a tiny sliver of metal is hiding in wallets, drawers, and coin jars, and it could be worth a small fortune. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and watch closely, because what you're about to learn might just change the way you look at every quarter you find. Let's start with a little background. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the 50 State Quarters program, one of the most ambitious and popular coin programs in American history. Over the next decade, every state had its own unique quarter released into circulation. In 2004, it was Wisconsin's turn, and that's where our story begins. The Wisconsin quarter features an iconic scene that proudly represents the state's deep agricultural roots. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a cow, a round of cheese, and an ear of corn, a simple yet powerful image of America's dairyland. And while millions of these coins were produced and circulated around the country, a mysterious and fascinating variation began to surface. Collectors and coin hunters started to notice something very unusual about this particular quarter, something that made it very, very valuable. We're talking about the infamous extra leaf error. And this, my friends, is where things get exciting. Some of the 2004 Wisconsin quarters were minted with a small but noticeable difference, an extra leaf on the ear of corn. That's right. Instead of the single leaf coming off the side of the corn stalk, some coins featured a second leaf. But it wasn't just one type, there were two major variations, the extra leaf low and the extra leaf high. These small minting errors occurred during the die polishing process at the Denver Mint, and no one knows for sure whether it was intentional or accidental. But what we do know is this: they're rare, they're real, and collectors absolutely love them. Now here's the kicker. These error coins were not supposed to exist. Most of the Wisconsin quarters are perfectly normal, but a very small batch with these leaf errors somehow slipped into circulation. That tiny detail, that extra leaf, transformed an ordinary quarter into a highly sought-after collectible. And when something is both rare and in demand, the value goes through the roof. So how can you tell if you've got one of these rare coins? It's simple, but you need to look closely. Examine the corn on the reverse side of the coin. Just below the left side of the husk, check if there's an extra leaf. If the leaf is lower and more curved, it's the extra leaf low. If the leaf is higher up and closer to the top of the husk, it's the extra leaf high. Either one can be valuable, but coins in excellent, uncirculated condition are worth even more. Coin collectors prize these error coins not just for their value, but for their mystery. No one knows exactly how many were made. Was it a mistake? Was it a test design? Was it the result of rushed die repairs at the mint? We may never know for sure, but the story behind this coin has added to its legend in the numismatic world. And here's something else. If your coin is graded highly by a professional grading service, such as MS-65 or higher, you're talking about a serious investment piece. Coins like these are often auctioned for thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, tens of thousands. So why do collectors go crazy for this coin? Because it represents everything they love: history, rarity, and a genuine mystery. It's a piece of modern coin lore, hiding in plain sight. And because it was released relatively recently, it's still out there. That's right, these coins are still popping up in circulation. You could find one in a roll of quarters from the bank. You could find one at the grocery store. You might even already have one and not know it. Take a second. Think about that. A coin worth thousands, possibly sitting in your spare change. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the big reveal point: one of these rare 2004 Wisconsin state quarters. Featuring the coveted extra leaf error and preserved in flawless uncirculated condition, has sold at auction for as much as $76,000. Yes, you heard that right. $76,000 for a quarter. 25 cents turning into a life-changing payday. And it's all thanks to a tiny minting mistake that turned ordinary into extraordinary. So what are you waiting for? Start checking your change, roll through those quarter rolls, and look a little closer at the corn on every Wisconsin quarter you come across. You never know, you might be holding one of the rarest coins in modern U.S. history. Top 3, we've got something truly special that might just make you dig through your spare change with a whole new sense of urgency. We're talking about the 2002 Louisiana state quarter. Yes, that humble little coin that many people pass off without a second thought. But let me tell you, behind that shiny surface lies a story filled with history, mystery, and a rare opportunity that has collectors across the country buzzing. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll discover how this one simple quarter could be worth as much as $72,000. You do not want to miss this. Let's begin with the history behind the coin. In 2002, the United States Mint released the Louisiana State Quarter as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, a massive nationwide initiative to honor every U.S. state with its own unique design. When it came time to represent Louisiana, the Mint captured something truly magical. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a detailed depiction of the Louisiana Purchase, the greatest real estate deal in U.S. history, symbolized by the handshake between two figures. You'll also see a pelican, the state bird, soaring above a trumpet, representing Louisiana's deep connection to jazz and music culture, especially the city of New Orleans. It's a coin that tells a rich, layered story in just one small design. But while millions were made and distributed across the country, only a very few have become legends among collectors, and it's all thanks to one thing: minting errors. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, let me break it down. Minting errors are unintentional flaws that occur during the production process at the U.S. Mint. These errors are rare. They're not supposed to happen. And when they do, collectors go wild. Because a simple quarter with the right kind of mistake suddenly becomes a rare artifact, something truly unique, something that can't be replicated. What kinds of errors make the 2002 Louisiana quarter valuable? Let's start with double die errors. These occur when the coin design is stamped more than once, causing a slight duplication of images or text. On some Louisiana quarters, you can find doubled features on the trumpet, the word Louisiana, or even the outline of the pelican. It's a subtle but highly desirable trait that can raise the value of the coin tremendously. Then there are off-center strikes. This happens when the blank coin isn't aligned correctly during the minting process. The result? A coin with a lopsided image or partial design. A dramatic off-center strike can make a coin instantly valuable, especially when the date and state name are still visible. Another fascinating error is the clipped planchet, where a small portion of the coin is literally missing due to a miscut blank. These are rare but always popular among collectors because of how visibly unusual they are. And of course, let's not forget the rare and mysterious die cracks, thin, jagged lines that run across the coin due to worn-out minting equipment. These are seen as beautiful imperfections, proof that even the most advanced machines can make mistakes, and those mistakes can turn a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. But here's the real kicker. The value of these error coins increases dramatically based on their condition. Coins that are still in mint state, uncirculated, and have been graded highly by professional services like PCGS or NGC are at the top of the value ladder. These coins are crisp, clean, and look as if they were made yesterday, even though they've been around for more than 2 decades. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old coin jar or flipping through your childhood coin collection, and you suddenly spot a Louisiana quarter with a strange doubling on the trumpet. Or maybe the design is slightly off-center. That one coin, easily overlooked by most, could be a diamond in the rough. It's this kind of excitement, this thrill of the hunt, that makes coin collecting such an addictive and rewarding hobby. Every coin has a story. Every flaw is a fingerprint. And every rare find connects you with a hidden piece of American history. Here's what to do next. Go check your change. Look through your quarter rolls. And pay special attention to those Louisiana quarters from 2002. Look for doubling. Look for off-center strikes. Look for any weird shapes or marks that don't look quite right. Because one of those coins might just be the rare variety collectors are desperately searching for. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. A 2002 Louisiana state quarter, with a dramatic minting error and preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, has sold at auction for an incredible $72,000. Yes, you heard that right. $72,000. That's not a fantasy. That's a real sale for a real quarter. Just 25 cents in your hand. That could be worth more than a luxury car, or even a house in some parts of the country. The next time you get change at the gas station or the grocery store, don't just toss it in your pocket. Look closer. Because history doesn't always sit in museums. Sometimes, it jingles in your palm. Top 4, we're diving into one of the hidden gems of modern American coinage. You might have seen it before, maybe even held it in your hand without realizing its potential. I'm talking about the 2017 Ozark National Scenic Riverways Quarter, a coin that not only tells the story of natural beauty and American heritage, but could also be hiding a secret that makes it worth tens of thousands of dollars. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll find out how one of these seemingly ordinary quarters could be worth an incredible $69,000. Let's begin with a look at where this coin comes from. The 2017 Ozark Riverways Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, an ambitious initiative by the United States Mint that ran from 2010 to 2021. Each quarter in the series showcases one of America's stunning national parks or historic sites, with the goal of celebrating the natural and cultural beauty of the nation. Missouri's contribution to this series is the breathtaking Ozark National Scenic Riverways, a haven of pristine rivers, lush forests, and outdoor adventure. The coin's reverse design beautifully captures the spirit of the park, featuring Alley Mill, an iconic red mill nestled alongside the water. It's a peaceful, almost timeless image, one that evokes the tranquility and natural majesty of the region. But while this quarter was made to honor a national treasure, a very small number of them have become treasures in their own right. And the reason? Rare, unexpected, and highly collectible minting errors. You see, the U.S. Mint strikes billions of coins each year, and with such massive production, errors, though rare, can happen. Most coins come out perfectly fine, but every now and then, something slips through the cracks. It could be a misaligned die, a double strike, a planchet issue, or even a die break. When that happens, and the error makes it into circulation, that coin becomes something entirely different. It becomes a collector's dream, and the 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter has one of the most intriguing error stories in recent years. Let's talk about the kinds of errors that make this coin truly valuable. One of the most desirable is the double die error, where parts of the design appear to be doubled. This might show up in the lettering, the outline of the mill, or even the trees surrounding it. When viewed under magnification, these tiny duplications are easy to miss. But for collectors, they're like finding a needle in a haystack made of gold. Another major error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear shifted or incomplete. These kinds of errors can be dramatic, and the more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin can become, especially if the date is still fully visible. There are also known cases of die cracks, which are small raised lines caused by worn or damaged dies. On some 2017 Ozark quarters, you might notice strange lines running through the design. These aren't scratches or damage from circulation. They're mint-made flaws that add uniqueness and value to the coin. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. These error coins don't just look different, they are rare. Out of the millions of 2017 Ozark quarters minted, only a tiny handful feature these errors. And finding one in mint state condition, untouched by circulation, and preserved in its original luster? That's like striking gold. But the rarity alone isn't what makes these coins so appealing. It's the story. It's the mystery. It's the thrill of finding something no one else has. That's what draws collectors in. These coins tell more than the story of a national park. They tell the story of chance, of imperfection, and of hidden value waiting to be discovered. So what should you do if you think you've got one of these rare Ozark quarters? First, examine it carefully. Look for doubling. Look for misalignments, strange lines, or incomplete details. Then, if you believe it might be something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations will authenticate and grade your coin, and that official grade can be the key to unlocking its full value at auction. And yes, there have been auctions, because now, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. One of these rare 2017 Ozark Riverways quarters, struck with a dramatic mint error and preserved in perfect, uncirculated condition, has fetched a staggering $69,000. That's right, $69,000. For a coin most people would toss in a vending machine without a second thought. But not you. You're here because you see the value in the details, the magic in the mistakes, and the possibility in every pocketful of change. Oh, don't underestimate the power of the hunt. That next rare coin could be hiding in your change jar, your glove box, or even right in your wallet. All you need is a sharp eye, a bit of patience, and a passion for discovery. Top 5, we're diving into a story that's all about pride, power, and a little piece of Texas history that might just be worth a fortune. That's right. We're talking about the 2004 Texas State Quarter. Now, at first glance, it may seem like just another coin in your change jar. But take a closer look, because this one is hiding some incredible secrets. And if you're lucky enough to find the right one, you might just be holding a coin that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So make sure to watch this video all the way through, because by the end, I'm going to reveal how one of these Texas quarters sold for an eye-popping $67,000. Yes, you heard that right. So buckle up, because we're headed deep into the heart of coin collecting gold. Let's start with the coin itself. In 2004, the United States Mint released the Texas State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program, an ambitious project that gave each state its moment to shine on the back of the 25-cent piece. And when it came time for Texas, The design did not disappoint. The reverse of the coin features the Lone Star, front and center, a bold symbol of Texas pride and independence. Behind the star, you'll see an outline of the state, and beneath it, the lasso rope circling the design like a badge of honor. It's strong, it's iconic, and it's all Texas. Now, millions of these coins were minted and circulated. You've probably seen one. You might even have a few lying around. But here's where things get really interesting. Not all Texas quarters are created equal. While the majority are completely ordinary, a small number were struck with errors. And these rare mistakes are what turn an everyday coin into a jackpot. Let's talk about what kind of errors to look for. One of the most valuable errors found in the 2004 Texas quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, resulting in a doubling effect on the design elements. On some Texas quarters, collectors have discovered doubling in the lettering, particularly in the words Texas and E pluribus unum, as well as in the star or the outline of the state. These details might be hard to see with the naked eye, but under magnification, they're unmistakable and incredibly exciting for collectors. Another sought-after variation is the off-center strike. If the coin wasn't aligned correctly in the minting press, the design appears shifted, sometimes dramatically. When the off-center error is significant, but the date and state name are still visible, that coin can be worth a lot more than face value. Then there are the die break errors. Raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin where the die used to strike the coin began to crack or wear down. These breaks can create strange shapes or bumps that collectors refer to as cuts. They're not damage, they're mint-made flaws, and depending on their size and position, they can be quite valuable. There are even rarer cases of clash dies, where images from the obverse and reverse are accidentally impressed onto one another due to a malfunction in the minting process. These coins are incredibly unique, and they tell a story of how even the best machines sometimes make one-of-a-kind mistakes. But remember, the value of any rare coin isn't just about the error, it's also about the condition. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, no scratches, no wear, crisp details, are graded higher and command premium prices. If you find a Texas quarter with a rare error and it's in near-perfect condition, that's the kind of coin collectors dream about. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that one small quarter in your collection, or sitting quietly in your pocket change, could actually be something extraordinary, something rare, something valuable. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for these error coins, especially from popular series like the state quarters. The Texas quarter is a favorite, not only because of its bold design, but because Texas itself is a symbol of American independence and identity. Add a rare minting error to that already powerful symbolism, and you've got a coin that's more than just currency, it's a piece of history. So if you're going through your change or flipping through your coin folders, take your time. Look closely. Pay attention to the details. Because that little quarter might not just represent a state, it might represent the beginning of your next big discovery. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. One rare 2004 Texas state quarter. Featuring a dramatic and unusual mint error and preserved in flawless condition, was sold to a collector for an astonishing $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000. For a single quarter. That's the magic of coins. That's why we hunt, why we collect, and why we look just a little bit closer at the things others might overlook. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare coins, their values, and the fascinating stories they carry, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on our next big find. There's a whole world of hidden treasures out there, and who knows? The next one might already be in your hands. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and as always, happy hunting.